it didn't take really that long. What happened was they explained to me that Clint wanted to challenge it, and obviously he was trying to get him set, and they tried to. Jimmy tried to get everything stopped, and then it went right into the God Bless America. So he didn't want to interrupt that, so he just let it finish.
Were you aware of what was going on
No.
while God Bless America? So it was all right after.
Mm-hmm.
In general, is there anything to the record that you guys have in day games right now? Do you feel like something's been missing during the day?
Well, it's easily the answer to that is yeah. There's a lot missing. We haven't pitched very well in day games. We really. I don't go back and remember every day game we've played, but in the past, we were pretty good in day games, and I don't know if it's coming right back after a night game with similar guys that maybe we got to take a look at that.
Tony?
Terry, beyond just the weird timing of that replay, were you upset by the ruling, just given kind of the common sense at second base?
Well, Tony, I'll tell you, the answer to that is yes. But I will tell you, I was in a meeting where they have said, hey, if the guy's not on the bag, he's not on the bag. And whether he's off an inch or if he's off a foot, he's still off. So, being a former middle infielder, I kind of think it's kind of silly, but that's the rule. So,
Mike?
It may be silly just focusing on this one play in an 11-1 game, but I'm curious. Runner peeled off. Is it possible that's
well, we called Mike to make sure he touched the base after the play, and he did. So that's why he got second base. Because I said, look, I'm going to appeal it. I'm going to challenge that he didn't touch it. And he said, well, the replay looked at the entire play and had him touching the base. So.
Zach? Sorry. This point of the season, it's the first week of June now. Why do you think just you guys haven't been able to get going and the results clearly haven't been besides the injuries, haven't been what you expected them to be?
We haven't pitched. We haven't pitched like we can. I mean, this game's about pitching. We've had some injuries. There's no question about it. But, we came into this with a rotation that we figured was pretty dominant, and they just have, with some of the injuries and some of the other things, we certainly did not have any indication in spring training that these guys would struggle like they have struggled with inconsistent outings. One time they're really good, next time they're not, and that's why I said I think I've learned a lot about guys coming off surgery after missing the time and not being able to maybe do their regular winter workout as they got ready for spring training. And this could be what ends up happening is you're going to get inconsistencies until all of a sudden that arm says, hey, I'm ready to go. We see it a lot, Zach, when you use a guy a lot one year and he comes back the next year. Sometimes it takes a while to get those arms bouncing back. So that's the only explanation I can come up with. But, we certainly, just like the other night, we score 7 runs, and you would think any night with our pitching that we score 7 runs, game should be over, and it wasn't. So we certainly, that's where we've got to continue to move forward, and we're hoping that certainly the addition of Seth and Steven will help us shore up that rotation. Maybe change some roles in the bullpen. If perhaps we got to make some moves down there, but that's where it starts with me, and because I still think, pitching is, you look at a lot of games and. Unless you're going to outslug teams, which we can do, but we're right now we're falling behind. We're having a tough time catching up.
Anthony?
So having said that, is it troubling to you that the sort of second group of starters that you've had to bring in have sometimes not kept you in games as a whole?
Well, you look at today, we made a couple errors and they scored a couple runs. If they don't, if we don't make those errors, it's 3-1, a little different scenario than 5-1. So we just haven't played great defensively behind them, so that hasn't helped either.
Tyler?
You're talking about what you just said there about how guys coming back from surgery and everything. I mean, you've been in the game a long time. Is everything that's happened this year, is it surprising when you look at it in aggregate, even knowing that those guys were coming off surgery and thinking that you had protection for them? How surprising is it to be here with this record right now?
Well, I'm shocked by it. I'm disappointed with it. No question about it. We've, again, we went into camp coming out of there saying, and of course what always starts out, we stay healthy, we're going to be pretty good. Well, I didn't anticipate, which probably should have, the wear and tear that these guys go through the previous year when they have a surgery, to be able to get their arms and their bodies back into that routine of what they have to do to pitch every fifth day. It's hard. I mean, it sounds easy. It's not. It's grueling. And the sides, they're working on stuff on the sides. And you say, well, geez, we need to back off here. We need to back off there. Hey, we got to get them ready, and this is part of their routines. So, as Zach said, it's the first week of June. We got to be saying by the time we're going to some warm climates, maybe this will help. Maybe we'll start warming up here. That'll help us a little bit. But we're not going to fold up the tent yet. We're going to press forward.
John?
Terry, you mentioned Matz and Lugo. Do you feel like it's now crucial that these guys kind of inject some life, some help into that pitching?
Yeah, I think it's, again, John, and I don't, to be honest, when I'm sitting here, I'm not sure what to expect. I didn't see him. And I trust the minor league guys, and I trust the scouts that we've gotten the reports from. But when those bright lights come on, it's a whole different game. So we're going to throw them out there next Saturday and Sunday and see what we got.
Steve?
Terry, Conforto's been playing so well defensively. Today's just an aberration.
Absolutely. This kid's really played great defensively. In two throws, he just got away from him. I have yet to see that kid ever not make a pretty good throw. And today's, he made two of them.
You don't want it to get into his head, so will you speak to him?
Oh, yeah. Guys were already saying, hey, look, it happens. So I think he'll be fine.